Hello everybody, Gareth here, sportsintelligence.com. Component number 5, the impact and influence of society on us as athletes. So many of the guys and girls that I counsel, that I coach, that I advise, that I talk and engage with, when I say to them, tell me, what are some of the pressures that you've needed to deal with? Especially in your teenage years, it'll be the pressure of academics or school, the pressure from friends and society in general, perhaps my boyfriend or my girlfriend or whatever relationship, whatever intimate relationship I might be in. The school puts pressure on us. The federation that we're part of, if we're representing the province or the club or your country or whichever entity you might be part of, there's a lot of pressure that comes with wearing that badge or participating. And so we need to have what I call societal savvy. How do we start and continue some of our practices that we've engaged with? I had such a laugh while researching this work when talking with an international athlete who'd spent 15 years on the global stage and had been around the world and competed at the highest level. I said to him, what's the hardest thing that you needed to do while you were trying to make it as a semi-elite and later as an elite athlete? And he said, it was terrible, because in my early days, on a Thursday and a Friday, what would the team do? They'd go down to the local pub and I would have to make a decision. Am I going to the local pub and having beers or a few more beers and a whole lot of junk that goes along with that, or do I take the other turn, the left turn, to the gym, to the practice field, to the video analyst room, to the massage table, or whatever was on the agenda? And I said, tell me more. And he said, and then I was faced with the same difficulty, because we would have a bit of a party after the game with friends and family and girlfriends and wives and husbands and spouses and boyfriends, and that was fine. But as he was making it, the parties would continue through the weekend, and it almost became a problem, because after every practice there would be a social, and his afternoons, practice finished at 1:00, and then what did the guys do? They went down to the local pub and filled themselves with beers, because that was the culture of the team and the environment in which it was the culture of the area in which he lived and in which his supporters were. And it was the culture of the country in which they lived and at the time. And so that was just a really good example to illustrate how all of these pressures, they come from all over in different guises and different forms. And as a budding athlete, as somebody who's trying to make it, you need to make those choices, because you cannot pitch up at practice twice a week with a hangover or something similar. You can't do that. Your body simply cannot manage it. And as I said in the previous insert, it's what happens off the field that determines what happens on the field. So in your work with me, we'll identify what some of those pressures are and what you can do about them. And I'm not for 1 minute saying that you need to simply say they don't exist and ignore them. There's a way of managing them, because they come at you and they come at athletes in very different ways.